Hey, hello guys, welcome your faces to the 16th tutorial on front-end web development. Myself, Sam Nitin from Frozen Lakes. Today we are going to see about the CSS Max-Width property and the CSS positioning. So the positioning like static, relative, absolute, fixed and sticky will give more efficient position to your website. So first let's get into the Max-Width. To explain you this Max-Width, let me make a div of class width, then I'm making a para. Okay, so lower I'm 10, and now just a second. So now you can see this text, right? But there's an issue here. So let's get into the CSS and do some styling. Background to be red and color to be white. So you can see this, right? So let's get to inspect more. I'm just doing this thing, okay? So if you're making a website, it will also be displayed on mobile, right? So in mobile it will be like this. So whenever you make this bigger, whenever you make this to open in a bigger screen, it's not good, right? So in order to avoid that thing, we have a property called max width. So we can define a size. So after, even though the screen is very much big, this width of the particular component will not exceed at that. So let's choose 500 pixels. See, now it's good, right? So let's choose 470 or 430. I think it's better. It's right. Okay, so this is the max width property, and also you can do a thing. So we can choose the margin to be auto to make the paragraph tag to come to center. See, it will automatically allocate the margins of the paragraph tag, okay, based on the parent. So here this width has the width of 100%. So this paragraph tag calculates based on the 100% width and make the margin as center. Okay, so next the CSS positioning. So let's use first, let's see about static. For that, let me make a div called static. Inside that, let me make another div. So this div I will make as a box, okay, to make you understand better. So we have to call the class based class that's static, then the div. So I'm making the width to be 25 pixels, then the height to be 25 pixels, then background to be blue. Okay, blue I like, fine. So now you can see this box, right? Or let's make somewhat bigger. Let's choose 55. Okay. So now the default position is always static for each and every component in HTML. Okay. So we don't need to mention anything like position to be static, position then static. It's nothing different. Okay. So next, the relative position. So for that, let's make a div of relative, and same here I'm making the same div over here too. So to make you understand better, let's copy this thing over here and change the class to be relative, and I'm just saving it. Okay, So then coming over here, let's make a paragraph tag. Okay, and let's call this class, and let's call the paragraph tag too. So let's make the color to be white. Okay, now you can see this, right? Then the text size should be, font size should be, let's use 8 pixels. Okay, so then you have to use the position to be relative and have to give, see, now nothing happens, right? So if you want, let's change the color, the green color, and let's choose left to be 25 pixels. So this moves the text to 25 pixels towards right. See, so we can do another thing too. So just a second, let me help you to see this. So don't worry about this flex, and I will explain you later. Okay, so let's make flex. Gap to be, let's choose 2 pixels right up as of now. Okay, fine. So if you use this text has been moved over here, but it doesn't affect the next component to move somewhat right. Okay, so it just moves this particular thing towards right. So if you use the margin of left to the same 25 pixels, see, it moves the next element too, right? So in order to avoid such a situation, use this position to be relative and left as 25 pixels and so on. Okay, so next I think we have to go with the absolute, right? So for absolute, we need two classes. Okay, so let's choose div relative, then within that let's choose div absolute. Okay, so let's choose relative one because already we have a class called relative. Okay, so let's call that relative one, then calling the absolute. So I'm just making this with just 100 pixels, then the height to be 100 pixels, then the background to be red. So now you can see this, right? The absolute box. So now I'm going to give the position to be absolute. So now what will happen? It's still the same, right? So what if I give the top to be 0? So now there is no any parent div containing any specific defined position. Okay, the parent contains only the static portion. So now this div takes parent as the entire document and being positioned at the top of the document, that is the like here. Okay, see, it doesn't make sense, right? So in order to avoid that issue, we have to make something here, like calling the parent and making the position to be relative. Okay, so see, then I can make the height to be 300, now 300, 100 VH, let's use 100 VH. Okay, so I'm making this as bottom to be 0. See, now this element has came down, right? So if I choose to be right of 0, it will move to the bottom right side of the parent. See, If I use top and right, it goes to the top most right side of the parent. Okay, and we can also choose this 50% to make it in somewhat center fine, or else let's choose 25 pixels or 30 pixels. So based on this we can do some alignments. Okay, so then the fixed property. So let's use x6 and fixed. So I don't want to make any div over here for fixed, so it's a simple thing. So I'm just making this p tag and typing lower something. Okay, and calling this fixed fixed position to be fixed. Okay, and I'm giving the top to be 0. Can you understand what's happening here? So whenever I scroll this thing, the particular this fixed tag fixed class elements are being still there at the top 0. See, it doesn't get it move, right? So this is the property of fixed. Okay, fixed. So this is the property of this fixed. So next, let's get into the sticky property. Sticky is basically a combination of the relative as well as the fixed property. Okay, so let me type a lorem, same lorem, and let's remove this top. Okay, otherwise it will be little confusing. So if you remove, it will be at the same position. Okay, it won't affect anything. So now we have to make the class to be sticky, and I'm just calling over here dot sticky and making the position to be sticky. So to avail this sticky, you have to make another position too, based on the website, like uh, based on the web browser you're using. Okay, you have to use the web sticky too. Okay, so coming over here, you can't say anything, right? Can you see a thing? You can't, right? So this is due to so here we didn't define anything. So let's just stop to be 0. So now so I made a mistake over here. I have to give sticky over here too. So before that, let's make a div over here. A div of sticky. Sticky container. Let's use sticky container. And calling the sticky container over here. And let's choose the height to be 100 ph and the width to be 100 pw. Okay, as of now. So you can see this, right? And I have given this top 0. So until it reaches the top 0, it acts as a relative position. And once it reaches the top 0 position, it will act as a fixed position. So see, I'm scrolling down. Okay, so let me increase the size over here. Otherwise, let's make another div. So div, but let's choose extra. So let it be. I'm just calling the div of extra. So I'm making background to be pale green and height to be 100 ph. Okay, see, it's a sticky text, so it's acting similar to the relative position, right? So once it reaches the top, now the top is in 0. So I'm just scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. It's still the same as the fixed position, right? So now this going somewhat hidden, right? So this is due to this element is being pushing that off. So it has to leave from the screen, okay? So these are the properties of the CSS position. So I hope you all have understood these things and do practicing. So this is a major thing. So we have to position each and every specific item or the images in a particular place, right? So in order to implement that, we have to train ourselves in a better way, right? So do practicing and make things possible. So guys, that's all for our today's video. Do like, share and subscribe this YouTube channel. And if you have any doubts, do comment in the comment section. And if you have any queries regarding this video, do DM us on our Instagram. Bye bye guys. See you all on the next video.